the duel, the battle going on for number 2 quarterback. I presume it's EJ and Jackson to a large degree. How are they progressing? How's the competition? And can you talk about each of them a little bit in detail?
I will. First, I want to talk about. Oh, I thought you were giving me.
Oh, no, you got it.
The way Coach Tosh has set up practice has made this very effective when you're talking about a battle like that. The amount of reps every guy gets, including Dom and Jackson and EJ, you get a huge piece of work to be able to make decisions off of. And I haven't really been around that before. So that's something that
How's he done that?
We get a lot of 2-spot reps, and so the way just the practice is organized, I think it really leads to everyone feeling a part of it, everyone feeling like they have a chance, and it's been really good for us to track numbers, decision making, and then you start seeing patterns. What is somebody maybe better at? What is somebody struggling with? What can we work on? You can find things sooner. I've found like maybe we need to get you to throw the ball away when you're in trouble a little more. You just get more banked reps of those type of situations that is allowing, I think, an even fairer evaluation. But Jackson, really happy with that acquisition in the portal. Really kind human, really good for the room, very smart, brings great dialogue, maturity. I think he's someone Jaren can lean on very much. I thought EJ has quick release, accuracy, cares a lot. I think he fits the offensive scheme really well, and has had 3 really good days in a row right now. Yeah, sure. I got Dom to talk about. Sorry, coming in there. I promise. And then, Dom has shown some athleticism where he could have a different role, and he'll play in this offense in a different way. And that's the cool thing about quarterbacks. They don't all have to be robots, and Coach Summy has done a good job understanding what guys are good at, what guys maybe struggle with, and trying to raise them there. But the offense gives a lot of flexibility to allow people, different kind of quarterbacks, to have success.
If I could just follow up real quick, is there a pecking order yet with those 3 guys?
No, I think we're going to talk after Saturday scrimmage pretty deeply about it. But I know we feel, one thing that I've kind of said in quarterback rooms I've had is the striving to be the best cornerback unit in the nation, top to bottom. And I really like this group, and I like the way they've taken to that, and not worried about your rep or your rep, worried about my rep and what I can do best on that.
Sounds like you're confident that if you need one of those guys, they're going to be ready?
I do think that, because of the reps that they're provided and the experiences they're getting and the people they are and the talent they have.
When you guys go into the offseason, I'm sure you give guys something to work on in the offseason and come back, kind of make a step going into the new season. What was that for Son but a 2A? Said that right?
It was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty fast.
Okay, I tried to say it
did
fast.
good.
So you couldn't catch it. Okay, but what was that for him?
Well, the kind of restart with the new offense was the main focus, and getting comfortable with it. So it wasn't really something he struggled with that we needed to work on. That was the important start. Some kind of throws that sometimes his arm slot can make tough, like some running back screen things we worked on a bunch. Kind of talked about not taking sacks when don't make a bad situation worse. Some of those type of things are some of the more common things we spoke about, but most of it was focused on learning the offense and him and Summy growing together as the play caller and the quarterback. I think that was an important thing to focus on.
And so, given the few weeks that you guys have had together, what have you seen the biggest jump for with those guys?
All 4?
Sure.
Well, one thing Coach Tosh does that I find helpful as a coach is, what is one thing you need to get better at? From a coach, what is this quarterback need to get better at this moment? And it makes you think, it makes you put something on paper, and it makes you present that to that player. And it gives them something, instead of being in limbo and floating through practice, where if they get an extra few seconds, they can work on that skill or that development or avoiding of a mistake they've been making. So I think that's a helpful guide for coaches. And those change, we try to do those. I think we've done 2 or 3 of them in camp. And so it's not one thing. We all try to find 1 or 2 things that would either be Coach Jeff or somebody see something and, hey, Jackson, we need you to work on this next few days. So it's all over the place. It's a tough position. There's a lot of things to it, but I appreciate their effort for sure.
How has Jackson in particular responded to the teaching of yourself, Jordan, and Jeff?
Because he's such a good person, he's easy to be around, and he's very valuable in the room. He's probably getting close to that coach in the room type of player. So he has excellent questions. He conceptualizes things in his brain. I think his history has been very, I don't know, he knows a lot. He like Devin came in with a lot of experience, right, last year, and had good knowledge of just general football. And I think Jackson also has that element when he stepped in the room. You almost feel like he's a more mature, almost getting close to that quality control, GA role. I mean, he's got that type of knowledge, and he's got really good delivery skills as a human, talking about interpersonal communication. I think he does a really good job with that as far as talking to Jaron or talking to Dom or talking to Summy. I think he has really good questions, and he's a problem solver in his head, and it brings up really good things in the room for us to discuss.
When we talked to Jordan this week, he mentioned how beneficial it was for him to have you as like a soundboard among others like Pat McKinn. What's it been like sharing that perspective and ultimately and trying to build the best version of the offense?
Well, I appreciated his approach. We didn't know each other. It was his show. I'm learning a ton from him, just about the development and all the little things about an offense that comes from the NFL. It's pretty amazing to see what some of these quarterbacks have to do. So I feel like I've learned a ton. I'm hoping I'm helping him in ways. I try not to, it's his show. And so my approach is, where can I help you? When can I help you? How can I help you? And if I can help him as a sounding board and with observations that I see, I try to give it to him. But there's a lot of, when you have a staff, an offensive staff with so much knowledge, you talk about Ike, you talk about Pat, you talk about Sun, you talk about Jeff, you talk about KB. I mean, there's a lot of ways people have done things, and I think we don't need to hear everybody's opinion on everything. If he asks, we can give it, but I think there's times what's important to say. You only have so many minutes in this day to get good at this game, so I think you have to choose your injections wisely.
Nick, obviously a lot different for Jaron this year as returning starter, but one of the things that's different is all the attention he's getting. He's getting mentioned as a peripheral Heisman candidate for crying out. I mean, all this stuff. How's he handled that, and how does that fold into sort of his leadership style?
I kind of felt like he got a lot of attention last year. Is there more this year? Oh, look at eyebrows up. I like it. The one thing that keeps Jaron in a good place is his faith and his humility and his upbringing. I think from Hawaii really does him well when these things come. He understands. I'm sure all of those are his goals. I think he would love to have great success, but he also has the humility to know that winning football games and being the best quarterback he can be here and making this team and this university as good as it can be is going to ultimately lead him to those personal goals. So,
is that humility sort of an underrated aspect of his total game, his total persona?
well, he has confidence,
Sure.
but he definitely has confidence, and that's something. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's something that's very important in this game, in this position too. But he also is very grounded in a lot of ways too in his journey. But I'm sorry to cut off your question.
That's okay. No. And could you talk a little bit about kind of what you saw from the offense Saturday, and in terms of the offensive line and what the run game is going to be able to do for Jaron in the passing game?
No doubt that we've seen improvement in the O-line room, whether it being another year with Famika, whether it being the injection of new players, whether it's just guys being 1 year older. I think and then you talk about the running backs we brought in and have on the roster. We have a lot of weapons, and ultimately that's going to help the play action game, the game situations, as far as 4 minute, 2 minute, we like our receiver group. It's got a completeness to it as far as talent. We just got to put it together and win some football games.
So what's that going to mean for how good of a season Jaron can have this year?
We're going to work on having a great scrimmage, then we'll we'll let the chips lie, because a lot of things happen in this game, and there's always valleys that come in this game during the season, and so try to stay day by day.
Last one. Anything else?